The negative effects of growing tobacco have been known for decades. Environmental damage in the form of deforestation, loss of soil quality, water pollution, and harm to the health of the farmers. However, to the farmers in Logiri sub-county in Arua district, the cash benefits outweigh the destructive effects. It's a long and lonely 5-kilometer walk from Lazebu Trading Center to Azavo village. Grace Aikoru is not at home, but her 2 children are there. We wait with them. At around midday, when the quiet in the village is only interrupted by the cry of crickets, Aikoru walks through the tall grass from her garden towards her home. After placing the large saucepan of foodstuff she was carrying on her head outside a hut that serves as a kitchen and store, she rushes to lift her baby girl. A few feet away, her neighbor rekindles the fire on the side of the curing barn. Large quantities of yellow tobacco leaves are drying inside the barn.
I am not comfortable with growing so much tobacco on our land. However, we have children at the secondary school level and we need money for school fees. Tobacco fetches good and quicker money.
The mother of 4 knows the dangers of food insecurity that growing tobacco may cause to a family like hers. But she is powerless in the face of a culture that dictates that a married woman should not have a say in what is to be grown on her husband's land.
If it were me, I would have apportioned the land equally to grow groundnuts, maize, and beans in one season. And then, in the next season, we would plant tobacco. Unfortunately, it is not up to me.
Aikoru's husband, Danny Maluk, says the money fetched from the sale of the tobacco leaf wipes out all other considerations of food insecurity and environmental degradation.
Ma bin dadi aku ma bia Kampala ayo waru simambia kwa.
I had been away in Kampala for a long time, and when I returned, I faced challenges of earning money. Being a man, I saw that the only way of making money was to grow tobacco. That is why I rented this land. Before I began growing the crop, I was taught about the use of fertilizers like NPK, which I was told will not affect the other food crops.
Depending on the yield of the tobacco farmer, tobacco leaf is sold in grades. The lowest grade fetches 2,800 shillings per kilogram, while the highest grade brings in 9,500 shillings per kilogram. However, the prices differ from season to season. Maluk says in a season he can earn up to 7 million shillings from his tobacco crop. In this sub-county, like in many other places in the northern part of the country, land is communally owned, with the men having absolute land rights over it. For couples like this one, even if the wife's name is on the rent agreement, she still does not have a say over how to use the land or what to grow.
It is the man who makes the decision over what to grow. If your wife approves, they go with the plan.
However, Maluk draws the line when it comes to whether his wife has a right to reject tobacco growing.
I cannot accept that. Tobacco is the only crop that can earn us enough money to pay school fees. How much cassava would I need to grow to get the amount of money I get from tobacco growing?
While Aikoru says she would have loved to rent a piece of land on her own, she does not have the money to do so because her husband controls the proceeds from their farming.
I do not see us suffering food insecurity in the near future. If we plant tobacco in February, by July, we would have harvested the crop just in time to plant food crops.
Land is fundamental for our survival and is central to power and one's identity. As can be seen in Aikoru's case, the country is still far from achieving land justice for women and equality in practice. Rita Kemigisa, the Advocacy and Communications Officer for the Stand for Her Land campaign in Uganda, says the global initiative seeks to advance women's land rights by closing the implementation gap between the law and practice.
We are going out in communities to sensitize communities, both men, women, youth, clan, cultural leaders, and even duty bearers, for them to enhance their knowledge of and an understanding of these laws and practices.
In a patriarchal society like this one, the major factor of production and key resource has for long been under male dominance.
When a woman is able to fully enjoy her band of rights on land, there is no limit to what they can do. They will transform themselves, their communities, even this country.
A poorly funded land sector will not ensure land justice for women, and advocating for an increase in funding is at the forefront of the Stand for Her Land campaign.
Above all, the campaign is putting grassroots women at the center, because for long their voice, their agency has been weak. They have not been heard, and yet they are an integral part of this country.
According to the campaign, worldwide, women's land rights are key to addressing the deeply gendered issues of climate change, food security, and global health. Gillian Nantume, NTV, Weekend Edition.